So guys, this is my review for Hajime no Ippo Season 2 Episode 22. And that, guys, let's dive right into this review of this episode. So, what an episode, what a fight that has been going on since episode 20. So this fight definitely took a turn, I feel like, in Taka's direction, where, he kind of figured out, like Hawk's coach was saying, kind of figured out one of Hawk's weaknesses. When he leans back, it gives room for his opponent to be able to knock him down, because his back and his feet and everything are basically pointed more towards the ground. So if you get on him and literally over him to punch him, it's an easy knockdown. So we were able to see him get the two knockdowns on that. Now, one of the things that I was thinking about, I did say it out loud, but I said it afterwards because Date was the one that brought it up. I was questioning, okay, there's two knockdowns per each of the fighters, including when Taka went down twice, even prior to Taka getting a knockdown on Hawk for the second time. I was wondering, I wasn't like just like I wasn't thinking like, oh, the next. I wasn't assuming that. I was like questioning in my mind, like, do they go by the rules of American boxing, where if you get 3 knockdowns, it's an automatic KO? But Date said per the championship fight, there's the 3 knockdown rule is out the window. So that's interesting stuff that they put this in here. Now, per Ippo's fights, I don't remember if they talked about this in any of his championship fights. So if anybody can give me clarification on that, please do in the comments below. But that's just, as of right now, currently, per my memory, this is my first time hearing about that information. But if somebody can refresh my memory and they brought that up in his fights, then please do so. But this is what Date said up in the crowd. He says, that the TKO rule is out the window. There's no three knockdown rule in a heavyweight championship fight. So both these members have 2 knockdowns. It's just more so just getting the person to get knocked down again and making sure that they stay down, and that causes the actual win. Or of course, if the fighter is unconscious, they can no longer continue. Or definitely, of course, if the fight finally finalizes to all 10 or 10 plus rounds, then it's an automatic ruling of decision. So, but here specifically, it looks like the fight turns in Taka's favor, because what we see, we get a very small glimpse of Taka's of a flashback of Taka, the streets of New York, where, again, I think I was saying this. I did mention this in my reaction. You can check that out here on the channel. That I don't remember them talking about where Hawk was from. I would probably have to go back, or probably somebody can just put it in the comments below. But per the colors that Hawk is wearing, looked like he was wearing like Jamaican style colors. So it kind of felt like he was from that area of the globe, but he's really from the streets of New York, and he learned to fight in the streets of New York. But his coach was saying, Hawk is different, blah, blah, blah. He's from the streets, this, that, and the third. But, dude, he doesn't realize, he didn't do his homework. He didn't know that Taka, too, is from the streets of Japan. So this was a streets versus streets, son. This was New York streets versus Japan streets, son. This is a brawl, like they called it, a brawl battle, per the title, if I remember. Like this is something that it's just a back and forth now, baby. This is streets versus streets, son. Definitely, there's some formality to it. There's some professionalism coming from Taka, at least, but again, disrespectful stuff coming from Hawk, per his side of the coin. But I really love the fact that Hawk and of course Hawk's corner were very shocked to see that Taka was indeed bringing out some of his streets sides of his fighting style out here towards the end of this episode. He even claimed it, like, you were too slow on your swing. Here, let me give you this right hand real quick. Boom, bam, bang. So I just really loved this episode a lot, because Taka, it looks like he's taking true real advantage of what Chief has been teaching him and applying it. We see that when he lifted when he lifted his hands up and stuff like that, he dropped them. He was going back to his style because, again, he's been using what Chief has been teaching him, and it's becoming muscle memory for me. As he was talking about, my body just moved in such a way without me thinking. It just happened. It's going back to what Chief has been teaching him. So he kind of just brought out of him that street brawling smarts that he's learned in the streets over his in his past before getting into the ring, getting to this profession. So he even says it when he goes to sit down, I believe at the end of round 3, where he's like, I've never lost a brawl and I'm not going to do it here either. So I just believe that Taka's really just starting to get into his own element now, because this is what he's comfortable with doing anyway. He finds joy in it, so he's just going to do it. So I really enjoyed episode 22 of season 2. I'm definitely looking for episode 23 because I feel like that's going to be the end of this fight. I believe Taka's going to win. Like I said, I felt like it's just going to take a few rounds or most of the rounds to be able to get this championship win in this fight. So we're going to see what happens, guys. I'm looking forward to the rest of this fight. But leave some comments in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts on this review, on this fight. What did y'all think of season 2, episode 22 for this season? Let's talk about some things in the comments below, and I will hopefully talk to y'all next time with more Hajime no Ippo videos. Peace, guys.